On a street in New York, a blind old man is sitting and asking for help. Hundreds of people pass by him all day, but almost no one stops. Then one woman comes. She doesn't give him money. She only changes one sentence on his cardboard sign. And a few minutes later, people start stopping. Money starts dropping into his cup. The question is, what did she write? The streets of New York were as noisy as always. People were rushing everywhere. Someone hurried past with a cup of coffee. Someone walked while staring at their phone. But in the middle of that crowd, an old man named Arthur sat quietly on an old wooden bench by the sidewalk. He was blind. In front of him was a simple cardboard sign that said, "I am blind. Please help." Hours passed. Thousands of footsteps moved past him, high heels clicking, heavy boots walking fast, people rushing by, but very few stopped. Sometimes a single coin would fall into his metal cup. Clink. Then silence again. Arthur let out a deep sigh. He was sitting in a city full of people, yet he felt as if no one could see him, as if he didn't exist in this busy world. Around noon, a young woman walked down that same street. Her name was Sarah. She stopped in front of Arthur. Arthur couldn't see her, but he sensed someone standing there. Sarah picked up the cardboard sign, took out a black marker from her bag, and wrote a new sentence on the back of the sign. Then she placed it back in front of him. She didn't say a word and simply walked away. A little while later, something strange started happening. One person stopped, then another, then another. Arthur couldn't see it, but he could hear it. A coin dropped into the cup. Clink. Then another. Then another. Soon he heard the soft rustling of paper bills. Someone quietly whispered, "Wow." Someone else reached into their pocket. Some people stood there silently for a few seconds as if the words on the cardboard had touched their hearts. Hours passed, and Arthur was confused because earlier that morning almost no one had stopped. But now, people were stopping in front of him again and again, and his metal cup slowly started filling up. Arthur kept thinking about only one thing. What did Sarah write on the sign? Later that evening, he heard familiar footsteps again and recognized the same gentle perfume. It was Sarah. Arthur spoke softly. "Did you change my sign?" Sarah smiled and said, "Yes, I did." Arthur asked, "What did you write?" Sarah paused for a moment and then said quietly, "I wrote the same truth you wrote, just in different words." She continued, "I wrote this: today is a beautiful day, but I cannot see it." That simple sentence made people stop because it reminded them of something. The gift of seeing the sunlight, the beauty of the blue sky, the ability to see the world around them. Sometimes people are not cruel. They are just busy. But the right words, said the right way, can awaken a human heart. Words are powerful. They can hurt someone, or they can lift someone up. So always remember this. Even a simple word you say might change someone's day. And sometimes, it can even change someone's life. The sunlight you see is someone else's dream. The sky you see is someone else's miracle. So appreciate today, because some people would give everything just to see the world that you see.